friends, welcome to my channel JB's Crochet. I'm Amber and today, well, it's a little different. It's a tutorial. I just want to really quickly say that this beanie that I'm about to show you was inspired by a fellow YouTube creator named Iwan the Yarn Addict. I don't know why, I just love the way that he comes up with these little ditties or jingles or just way of saying things to remember things. And one of the things he says is twins in a stitch. He loves twins in a stitch, and I believe, if I remember right, half double crochets are one of his favorite stitches, and so in a variation of ways, right? So I was just thinking, you know what, I want to dabble in making something, and I said, I'll just start with a beanie. I know there's a million beanies out there, and I am not trying to steal anyone's thunder when it comes to beanies. And it is definitely not the time of year for beanies, but why not? Because people will be seeing this at any point in the year and may decide to make one when it's appropriate. So here is the hat that I made. It is a beanie. This is a beanie. I don't know what I was trying to say there. It's just a simple double crochet crown, and then it goes into the twins in a stitch right here, 3 rounds of twins in a stitch, and then you have your 3 rounds of half double crochets, and then 3 rounds of twins in a stitch, and then I finished it off with just 1 round of half double crochet. So with this 6.0 crochet hook that I used with this, I believe this is Red Heart yarn. I'm not sure on the color. It's a bright, almost neon pink. The pink is kind of muted on the camera, but it is a little loose on my head, and this right here, it lands basically right above here, and it goes, you know, covers my ear, so it's just long enough for me. Well, in the tutorial that I'm going to show you, I created this one with a 5.5mm crochet hook. This is using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I love how that looks. Isn't that cool? I wanted to go ahead and pop it on at the beginning to show you what it looks like. Woo! It definitely doesn't do that. I'm just a goofball. Alright, so look at that. Oh, it looks cool. I like it. I don't normally like myself in hats, but this color is, oh my goodness, that's my color. Go figure. This is like a turquoisey color, and I love greens and purples, and of course I like this color. Oh, I like that a lot. So anywho, I did the same thing. Did my 3 rounds of twins in a stitch, 3 rounds of half double crochets, 3 twins in a stitch, but at the end, at the very last minute of the tutorial, you'll notice I paused the video real quick and I go, oh, I need to try. You don't hear me say it or anything, but it very quickly goes through my head. I need to try this on and make sure 1 round of half double crochets is going to be long enough. Well, as you can see, my ear is almost popping out right here, which is totally fine. I think in the fall when it's a little cool, and this hat is actually really light and airy. Like, I almost feel like I could wear it around the house now. But I'm sorry. I'm doing Juan here. I'm squirreling here. Like, you know, when something just looks good, you're just like, I'm modest and I don't like myself in a lot of stuff, but like, I'm just like checking myself out in the camera here. So like I very quickly, like it was instantly go, I should check and make sure this fits. So I added a 2nd round of half double crochets. And for most people that have bigger heads than me, you may need to add on another row or so to get, you know, if you want to cover complete, I mean, and it still has a lot of room to stretch. So, my only issue with hats is this right here. I wear glasses, and so it like pushes out right there. But that hat turned out good. So yes, this is the tutorial. Please show me some grace and some mercy. This is my first teaching thing. and I just went out with a bang, you know, did a hat instead of some stitches. But I was like, I need to get this out there so it's done and over with. I mean, I got this idea from others, you know, the inspiration from one, and these hats are basically in honor of him, and it is officially called, if you watch him and you'll understand where this name comes from, because without using too many of his sayings and making it be, you know, like people thinking it's his hat kind of thing, I called it, with some help from another channel, this Stitchy Studio with Erica Baker. She helped me come up with the name. It is called, ready for it? The GIDDY GIGGLE. The GIDDY GIGGLE beanie. So, if you know why it's called that. And if you don't, go check Juan the Yarn Addict's channel out, because you'll understand very quickly, because in 90% of his videos, there's a giggle. And it's a very contagious giggle. So yes, thank you, Juan, for inspiring me. My crocheting has literally amped up into overdrive. I call it Ferrari drive, you know, it is super sports mode. I have never crocheted this much in my entire crocheting journey. I've been doing this for 15 plus years, and I am definitely one of those that winter crochets. At least I used to. Now I'm a year-round crocheter, just like I'm a year-round homeschooler. So, are you ready for the tutorial? Oh, I'm so nervous. All right, friends, here goes nothing. Check it out. And if you make any of these, you can email them to me in the email that I will put in the description box below. So, all right, I can't hold this off any longer. Here goes nothing. Enjoy. All right, friends, let's get this started. This is take number 2. So to do the tutorial, we're gonna need a couple things. We're gonna need some yarn, and in my original hat design, I used a 6mm crochet hook, but I decided it was a little too loose on my head, so I'm gonna try a 5.5 with this tutorial and see how that hat fits me at the end. But if you have a bigger than average head, a 6mm crochet hook would probably work best to do this. But you know, use whatever hook is best for you and gets the size that you want. So we're gonna get started. And the first thing I'm gonna do is show you how to do a magic ring. So here's my tail here, tail end, and then the working yarn goes that way. So what I do is I hold it in my hand, I pinch it between my thumb and my 2 fingers here, and I wrap the working yarn up under those 2 fingers, across the tail, and back behind the other strand of yarn. And then I insert my hook, I snag that one, I twist and turn it as I'm pulling it out, I slide my fingers out carefully, and then I grab it and chain however many chains you need to do. This is we're going to start with double crochets, so I'm chained 2, and then I'm going to put 12 double crochets into this magic ring. So we've got 1, and I don't do this very quickly because having to hold on to that magic ring at the same time and make sure I'm not losing the tail here and all that, so I just keep going over the 2 strands here. So I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, I'm gonna try and sit here. All right, so as long as I stay right here, we should be in frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tail here, and I'm going to pull on it, and it's going to close up that magic ring, or that hole there. And I just pull on it till it's just tight. I don't go past to the point where I can't pull it anymore, like, because I feel like that's where people run into their issue with this not staying, is they crank down too hard on this tail, and it basically like breaks the yarn. So I just kind of pull on it and get it tight, but I don't pull on it too hard. And then I insert my hook into the chain, the top of the head of the first double crochet, and I slip to close, as Juan says, because I love his sayings, and I hope he doesn't mind me using them. And we're going to chain 2, and we're literally just going to keep going. We're not going to turn or anything. We're going to put 2, as Juan says, twins in a stitch in each stitch, so 2 in each one. So we have 2 in that one stitch. So we're going to do that in all of them all the way around and end up with 24 double crochets total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you can speed this up if you know how to do this already and get to the next part, or you can slow me down if you need to. All right, I started talking and now I don't know where I'm at. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, just making sure I'm still in frame here. 21, 22, 23, and 24. So since these go so quickly, that's why I'm keeping it going, and when we get further along, I will pause the video in between and starting and finishing rounds. So I'm gonna, oops, sitting here talking and not paying attention. I'm gonna insert my hook in the top of that chain, the first double crochet of the round. I'm going to pull up a loop, pull up through the other loop, and slip to close. We're gonna chain 2, and then we're gonna go back, and you know, I meant to tell you this on the first round, but when you do those twins in a stitch, every round you go into the first stitch that you come out of. So since I chained up, slip stitch and chained up out of this first head here, I'm gonna go back into that chain, or that stitch there, and do my first double crochet. So it looks like you have 2 there, but that's just a chain and a double crochet. And then I'm going to put, yeah, we'll do it this way. We'll do 1 and then 2. So we'll do, or actually no, it was 2 in the first one, and then you do 1 in the next one. So twins in a stitch, stand alone. So we do twins in a stitch, or 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Then we do 1 by itself. Okay, then we do 2 and 1, 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. Then we do a single double crochet in the next stitch. 2 double crochets, oops, grab both loops. 2 double crochets in the next one. 1 double crochet in the next one. So you just keep repeating that all the way around for a total of 36 stitches total for this round. So I will meet you back up at the end of round 3. All right, I'm coming up on the end of round 3, and I'm going to put 2 in the next stitch, and then 1 in the last stitch. And I did forget to mention, friends, that this is a 4-weight yarn. You can use whatever weight yarn you want and hook size to obtain the size that you want. So, but I am using a 4-weight. This is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and then a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. All right, so I'm going to insert my hook into the top of the first stitch, double crochet. I'm gonna draw up a loop and pull it through that loop and slip to close. All right, and then we are going to move on to round number 4. So this one you're going to chain 2, do a double crochet back, oops, see, I'm going off screen again, I told you. Double crochet back into the same stitch as you came out of with the chain 2. You're gonna chain, or sorry, double crochet 1 in there, and then you're gonna double crochet 1 by itself again. So stand alone, twins in a stitch. And like, these sayings are specific to this hat because I was making this hat and went, you know what, this makes me think of Juan, and he's inspired me to do more crocheting and, you know, possibly want to maybe design my own stuff in the future. And I said, you know what, let's go ahead and try something. So I did a hat, and so this is in honor of him. So I just did another standalone, 2 and 1, and then we're gonna do single, single, 2 and 1. You just keep repeating that around, and this will be a total of 48 stitches when you are done with round number 4. So I'll do it one more time with you, and then I will meet you back up at the end of round 4. So single, single, 2 and 1. Single, single, and then 2 in 1. So I'll show you here real quick what that looks like before we move on. So you see between my thumbs here we have single, single, 2 and 1. You can see that in the stitches below. So I will leave you with this and meet you back up at the end of round 4. All right, friends, end of round 4 here, we have a single, single, 2 and 1. And then we're going to insert the head of the hook into the top of the first double crochet, draw up a loop, and slip over to close. All right, I'm gonna pause it real quick and make sure we have 48. All right, friends, I have verified we have 48. So the next round we will do is round number 5, and we are gonna make it to 60. So this one we're going to, or is it 54? I'm gonna increase by 12. So chain 2, double crochet back into the same stitch that you chained out of, and then double crochet single next to it, double crochet single next to it, okay, friends, I had to run and check on kids real quick, and so we're back. I'm gonna start round 5 over again. All right, so we're going to chain 2, we're going to yarn over and double crochet into that first stitch that we chained out of, and then we're going to do 6 more double crochet, single double crochet. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for a total of 7 single double crochets, meaning standalones. So they're going to be all in their own individual stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we are going to double crochet 2 in 1, and then that we start that repeat all the way around. So I'll do it 1 or 2 more times. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 and 1. These are our increases to get us out. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 2 and 1. And then at the end of this round, we will have a total of 54, not 60. I apologize for that confusion. All right, so I'm going to continue on to the end of round 5, and then we will meet back up and finish out the round. All right, I'm coming up on the last repeat of the round, so I'm going to go through that real quick with you one more time. We are going to do 7 double crochets by themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then this last stitch right here above my thumb, we are going to do 2 in 1. So 2, 1, and 2. And then we're gonna insert the head of the hook over into the first double crochet, pull up a loop, and slip to close. All right, so that is the end of round number 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 54 stitches around. And then we will start round 6, which you should end up with 60 at this point. So 60 for 6. And then we're going to do, so this time we're going to do 8 single double crochets and 2 double crochets in 1. So chain 2, double crochet back into the stitch that you just came out of, 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And this is me. I always have to, swear I'm OCD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 single double crochets, and then we are going to do 2 into the next stitch. 1, 2. All right, I'll do that one more time, and then I will finish the round, and we'll come back into the end. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then 2 in the next stitch, 1 and 2. All right, so there is 2 repeats, and I will continue going around till I get to the last one and work the last one with you. So continue on, friends, and we'll be right back. All right, friends, we're coming up on the last repeat of the round. So we're gonna do 8 and then 2 and 1. 8 singles and then 2 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 in the last stitch. And then you're going to slip, put your crochet hook into the first double crochet of the round, slip, pull through, and slip to close. All right, now that's, we should have 60 total, and then we will start basically working the hat down from the sides. So this is the crown of the hat, and the next few rounds are going to, or sorry, the next several rounds are going to be where my inspiration for the twins in the stitch and half doubles come into play. So I will be right back with you, friends. All right, friends, so this is the, let me pull this out just a little bit. All right, so this is the hat that we are going to be making. We just finished the crown here with the 60 stitches. Then we're going to do 3 rounds of twins in a stitch, 3 rounds of half doubles, 3 rounds of twins in a stitch, and then I finished it off with just 1 round of half double crochets. If you need to do more to make it longer, you can, but this is a good length for me. So everybody's heads are different, so just, you know, keep repeating this area here, I should say, until you are happy with the length of the hat. So I will show you how to do the start of this round here, and then it's just, you know, and then we'll go through this with you real quick, and then I'll show you how to get started on this round, and then it's basically, you know, it's pretty easy from there on out. So I hope I'm doing this justice and well for you. So I'm gonna set this over here. Can't even see it, but it's there. All right, so we're gonna begin round number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, round number 7. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to go back into the stitch that we came out of with 2 double crochets. We are going to skip 1 and go into the next stitch right here with 2 double crochets, and as Juan would call them, twins in a stitch. So we're going to skip 1, skip this one right here in between my thumbs, and then we're going to go into this one right here, right in between my fingers, with 2 double crochets or twins in a stitch. And you're going to repeat this all the way around for a total of 60 total stitches. Because you're skipping 1 and you're adding 1 into the next one, you'll have 30 sets of these twins in a stitch, but you'll have 60 total stitches. So, oops, this yarn is trying to drop strands on me. 1, 2, skip 1, go into the next with twins in a stitch, 2 double crochets, skip 1, go into the next stitch with 2 double crochets or twins in a stitch. All right, friends, continue this on around, and I will meet back up with you at the end of round 7. All right, friends, so we're coming up on the end of round 7 here, and I'm going to put twins in a skip 1, put 2 double, twins in a stitch, skip 1, 2 doubles, twins in a stitch, So 2 doubles in 1 stitch there, see that? And then we're going to skip this one, and then we're going to go into this right here, these two little loops right here, chains. Those are my chain 2. So this one up here on top, that's the top of my double crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook there, draw up a loop, and slip to close. All right, so the next 2 rounds are going to be the same. So I'm going to show you how to get started, and then I'll meet back up with you at the end of round number 9, which will be, you should have a total of 3 rounds of twins in a stitch. So we're going to chain 2. So instead of going back into this stitch here, we're actually going to go in between the 2 twins down below, and we're going to place twins in a stitch in that space. So it will look like that. So your chain's gonna kind of lean over here, but when you bring this one over here, it'll just kind of fill it in that spot right there. So it looks nice. So we're going to basically, no chaining, we're going to go right over into the next set of twins right here. So here's our twins. We're going to go into the space here where my finger is at and do 2 double crochets or twins in a stitch. And basically we're going to do that all the way around. We're going to go into the next set of twins in a stitch. So you'll notice that there's this like, let me see if I can pull this out without losing my loop. Come on. All right, so if I pull these apart a little bit, you'll see the bottom of the head there. Can't get these to stay open. You'll see right here, there's a little loop right there. That's the bottom of the head, basically. That's how I look at it. You want to make sure that when you insert your hook in here, that you're going under and in between the 2 stitches here. So my finger is going to pop through, and you're going to want to go right here where that finger is, not in here, but like make sure you go down below and snag all that in there. So that right there is the chain space where that double crochet is going into. So you're going to do 2 double crochets into that space, and again, no chaining, and you move over to the next one. And at the end of this round and every round from here on out, you're going to have 60 total stitches. So 30 sets of these twins in a stitch. All right, so I'm going to complete the next 2 rounds, and I will meet back up with you at the end of round number 9. So 3 rounds of twins in a stitch total. So this is 1 already done. I'm going to complete the next 2. So we'll have a total of 3 at the end of round 9. So I'll meet back up with you, I can't talk, at the end of round 9. All right, friends, we'll see you in a minute, or a second. Okay, so I wanted to hop back in here real quick and show you how to end this round and maybe start the round number 9. So this is the end of round number 8. We're gonna come into the last twins in a stitch space there and add our next twins in a stitch above. And then this is how we attach the round. We basically will go into the head of the first double crochet of the first set of twins in a stitch, draw up a loop, and slip to close. And then you're going to repeat what you did here. You're going to go 1, chain 2, and basically go down in and do twins in a stitch in the same space of the twins that you just finished or came out of. And then you're just going to keep going like that for round number 9. All right, I will meet back up with you at the end of round number 9, officially this time. All right, friends, so we are coming up to the end of round number 9. We are going to put our last twins in a stitch in the twins below. And then we are going to insert our crochet hook into the first double crochet, draw up a loop, and slip to close. And then we are going to just chain 1. I kind of extend it a little bit just to make it a little taller. And this is round number 10. Let me double check this because My numbers are getting confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so this is 10. This is going to be 3 rounds of half double crochets. So we're going to insert our hook back into that first stitch, do a half double crochet, which is we yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull all 3. Yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through all 3, and that is a half double crochet. So you will continue this all the way around into every stitch. As Juan says, give it the downstairs neighbor and upstairs neighbor, and you will have 60 total half double crochets, and you will do this for a total of 3 rounds. So you just chain up 1 and then do your round of half double crochets, and I will come back and show you how we end a round, and then I will come back at the end of the 3 rounds of half double crochets. All right, friends, see you in a second. All right, so we're coming up to the end of the first round of half double crochets. I'm going to put a couple more half double crochets in to end the round. And then we are going to insert our hook into the top of the first half double crochet, draw up a loop, and then we're going to slip to close. And then we're going to repeat the same way we did to start the last round. We're going to tall chain, insert our hook back into that stitch, do a half double crochet, and do that all the way around for 2 more rounds. All right, we'll see you back at the end of round number, round 12. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of round number 12. I'm going to do the last couple half double crochets into the last 2 here, and then I'm going to insert my hook into the first half double crochet, draw up a loop, and I'm going to slip to close it. All right, now to start round number 13, which is another round of the twins in a stitch area, we are just going to chain 2 and go into the first stitch we came out of with 2 double crochets or twins in a stitch. And you are going to complete 3 rounds of that, just like you did before, and I will come back and we will finish up round number 15, and we will show you how I will show you where we go from there. Enjoy, friends, and I'll be back. All right, just as a refresher on how to end the round, this is the first round after the half double crochets. I'm going to put my last set of twins in a stitch in this second to last stitch from the bottom. You're going to have 1 left right here. I'm going to insert my head of my crochet hook into the first double crochet of the downstairs twin, and I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, pull it through, and slip to close. And then you are just going to continue on with 2 more rounds just like that. And as a refresher, I'll go ahead and show you. We chain up 2, and then we're going to go into the center of these 2 twins down below, and we're going to repeat that all the way around for a total of 60 stitches or 30 twins. And remember, we're going to not chain, and we're going to double crochet right into this space between the downstairs twins and put twins in a stitch for upstairs neighbors all the way around. Just like this. Let me hold this open so, oh, I'm getting out of frame there. Just like that, you'll continue that around for a total of 3 rounds of twins in a stitch. So we have 1, this is start of round 2, and then you'll do round 3, and I will meet back up with you at the end of the 3rd round. So the end of round 15. All right, friends, so here we are at the end of round number 15. I'm gonna put in my last twins in a stitch in the downstairs neighbor. And I am going to slip over here into the first stitch of the round, pull up a loop, slip to close. All right, now in my original beanie, I have one round of half double crochets to finish it off to give it a nice clean edge. The edge of the twins in a stitch is just as nice, but I just feel like it gives it something, I don't know, like a nice finishing touch. So I am going to show you how to get started on that last round. So this is round number 16. Remember, we're going to do a tall chain, half double into that first stitch that we came out of, that we slipped into, and then we're going to half double crochet into each stitch around for a total of 60 stitches. And like I said, if you need more length, you can add on more rounds of half double crochets and or repeat the twins in a stitch, half double, twins in a stitch, half double. Like, you can keep repeating it for as much length as you want. If you wanted to make it a really long beanie, that, you know, Sachi beanie, you could. So yeah, we will finish up this round and I will come back and show you how to finish it off, and that'll be it. So I will be right back. All right, friends, we're gonna finish up the beanie here. I pulled out my scissors, which I should have probably said that at the beginning, that you'll need scissors, and my darning needles. This is my little container. I specifically bought this off of Amazon just so I could have a nice little tin container to put these in, and they came with a bunch, and I already had a bunch, so there you go, have a whole bunch. Alright, so I'm gonna lay that there. I'm gonna finish my last two half double crochets, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first half double crochet, pull up a loop, and slip to close. Okay, friends, at the last second I decided I needed to try this on real quick, and I did, and I needed just a little bit more length. So I went ahead and added on a second round of half double crochets. Now I can tell you right now that if you have any bigger head than I do, you may want to put on 1 to 2 more rounds after the single round that you put on the end here that I originally did on here. This is still a little bit loose on my head even with a 5.5 millimeter hook, so I may either need to go down to a size 5 or stop at my increase at 54 stitches instead of 60. Now it shouldn't hurt the pattern much by adjusting it those ways. I will obviously make up some hats and beanies and show them on my channel in the future after this tutorial is done, and show you different variations of sizes with the same pattern in it. So anywho, I went ahead and, like I said, put a second round of half double crochets on here. So I'm going to, now this is a little trick that I have picked up in the last year or so, and especially from Juan the Yarn Addict from his channel. He chains 2 at the end of every, like when he's going to finish off, he'll chain 2 and then he'll cut a tail, pull his hook up like that, and basically pinch here, or hold on, sorry, pinch here above the chains with this hand and slide it down, and it creates a nice secure knot there. And then I take and I bend over the yarn over my darning needle here, or tapestry needle, I'm not sure the technical name, and I smush it up in there, and I'm able to grab it and pull it through. I like to make sure I have, you know, long enough from here to here to work with, so I pull it up to where this is short, but I pinch like this with my fingers to hold it in place, and then I basically just figure out a way to sew in my ends, because like I said, I haven't said it yet, but I don't like sewing in my hands, so I just kind of try to hide the strand of yarn inside the stitches, and I will go, like, I've heard one refer to it as zigzag or a Z shape. I basically will go in another area, try to break the, not break them, but try to split the fibers, pull it out this way, and then I go one more time, find where I can insert this. Like I said, I split fibers as I go, and I pull it through. So that's 3 times I've done that. And if you flip it over, this is the front of the beanie. You can't really see. And this is going to go on the back of my head anyway, so, or whoever's head wears it. And then I'm going to basically, I like to, oops, let's see if I can show you this. I like to kind of pull on my tail just a little bit, taut, and then I get as close to the work as I can without cutting the work, and I snip it, and that way when I pull it like this, the tail gets pulled back up into the work, and there you can't see it. So there is the tutorial beanie, all done, yay! All right, so now I have, setting these things off to the side so I can clean up after I'm done. I have this is the prototype that I stitched together, and then I decided I would like to do a tutorial of it. So that is done with a 6mm hook, and this is done both for weight. This might be, I think they're about the same yarn weight size. And then this is a 5.5mm hook, and you can see it's just slightly smaller. I mean, like, ever so slightly smaller, not much. But like I said, it's, yeah, inspired by Juan. This is in honor of him. Juan, if you're watching this and you make one of these, bless you for being such an amazing content creator, and I will be making one of these for you. Even if you make one, I'm going to make one for you in your colors, just so it is, you know, 100% Juan inspired. So these yarns that I used, this is probably, I think this is a Red Heart yarn that I had left over, and I just used it up to make a hat. And then this is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, scrap yarn. So I couldn't tell you how much this took to make these. It doesn't take much, because here's what's left. And this yarn cake that was falling apart anyway was fairly small to begin with. So yeah, one skein of yarn, and you would probably get, of this yarn, you would probably get, I don't know, 2, maybe 3, depending on the sizes you make out of one skein, which that's awesome. For like $4 and you get 3 hats out of it. Yes. All right, friends, so I appreciate you joining me today. Please have mercy on me and show me some grace in the comments. This is my first tutorial. I hope I didn't miss anything. I will try to answer any questions you have in the comments down below. So don't forget to leave me some thumbs up. Some comments will help show YouTube you want to see this content more. And don't forget, if you haven't already, I would love your subscription. It's free. And I will subscribe to your channel if you have one. Even if you don't have one and you're just a user, I may even subscribe to you just to do it in case you decide to do a channel one day. So thank you, friends, so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a fantastic day, month, have a fantastic week, whatever it is. I hope it's good. And go out and be kind and create something beautiful. So bye, friends. See you on the next one.